is you? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and talking about the top 10 free cards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Now, how to get free cards? Well, there's free cards through the agendas. There are free cards in level rewards. We're going to be talking about each and every one of them that we have gotten so far. The ones that aren't going to be featured in this video are some of the Season 1 cards that were in the agendas that are no longer. So like Mike Miller, I don't think he'd make this list anyways, but he wouldn't even be eligible, right? He was a free card in the agendas, obviously is not anymore. Now, again, I don't think any of those would even make these this list, but I do have to, again, talk about those specific guys. So we're gonna start it off with some honorable mention guys, okay? Some honorable mention cards that you could have that didn't quite make the list for me. First one being Channing Frye. If you need a budget center in my team or a free center, really easy to get, Channing Frye is a really solid option. Do I love this card? He's fine. I mean, he really is fine. I'm using him on my No Money Spent squad series, trying to get Chris Bosh. He's just not necessarily next level good. Card is really solid in general. The other guy, two guys I do want to mention. One is Jordan Walsh, Emerald 6'7", decent enough 3-ball, but the reason I really love Jordan Walsh, his release is good. I absolutely love his player model and player build, and he just does what I need him to do on the court. This guy might, you know, get it. He might be an option for a guy run on my Chris Bosh grind on the No Money Spent, just because he does a little bit of everything at a pretty high level. The last guy I do want to go ahead and mention as far as, you know, honorable mentions is Dillon Brooks, right? A card who on my No Money Spent squad series has carried my defensive look. He really has. I love Dillon Brooks in every aspect of defense. He does at a very high level. Also knocks down shots from top to bottom. Dillon Brooks is really solid. Now to our top 10. Starting it off at number 10 in the same set as Dillon Brooks, we've got Ruby CP3. Budget point guards, No Money Spent point guards, they're hard to come by this year. CP3 I do think is a really solid option. 40 base badges, has basically, you know, everything you can ask of him. Plays decent defense, offensively is fine. Do I love the card? No. He's small, his release isn't great. I mean, he's not a perfect card by any stretch of the imagination, but he is good enough, in my opinion, to be on this list at number 10. At my number 9, we have to go to the Season 1 rewards, okay? This reward being Julius Randle, 6'8", 250 pounds. Now, Julius Randle, he's an interesting card, right? Because you have to use Julius Randle differently than the traditional power forward and you know, than traditionally I normally use cards. He's kind of a post-up player, right? If he gets a power forward on him, like let's say Jabari Smith Jr., he can take him in the post, work him out. He has a good release, and defensively he can hold it down because he has a decently wide player model, player build. His defense is not necessarily the best, honestly, but because he's only 6'8" at the power forward position, guys like Anthony Davis and even Chris Bosh are so much better than him. But as it stands, okay, Julius Randle is fine in my team, coming in at my number 9. At my number 8, we're staying with the season rewards. We're going Bruce Bowen, 6'7", good 3-ball, good defense. To me, it's sad, right, that only 2 of these cards made the entire list, and that I haven't even talked about the salary cap rewards, in which neither of these cards make the top 10. You could make the case for Joakim Noah. I do want to kind of throw him out there as well. You could make the case for him. I just don't think he quite makes it. And I feel like a lot of people didn't even get Joakim Noah as well. Bruce Bowen, your prototypical 3-and-D type player in my team, can do that at a really high level. It's just what else does he give you on the court? Can't really move that well. And so he really is that 3-and-D type player. Speaking of another free card we got today in the summer standouts, or not today, got this season in the summer standouts for free Jabari Smith Jr. I do think he is better than Julius Randle. Why? Because he's just got a quicker release. I mean, Jabari Smith Jr.'s release is absolutely elite in my team. The problem with Jabari Smith Jr. is he can't really compete against those other top bigs. I might have to try running him instead of Channing Frye in triple threat on the No Money Spent squad series to get the ultimate Chris Bosh. The problem is if I run up against a Shaq and they post me up, I'm going to get 0 stops. So then it comes down to, can I score enough on the offensive end of the court? And I just don't know if I'll be able to. But I might have to try it. Jabari Smith Jr. has such a smooth release that honestly, guys, I think it's worth a try. Coming in at number 7. My number 6, Ruby Cam Whitmore, 6'7", not a great 3-ball, but a good ball handle, and defensively is absolutely elite. The stats don't even tell the whole story with Cam Whitmore. You have to use the card, man. His defensive animations are absolutely elite. I told you guys this, my first ever MyTEAM wager. I lost, but Cam Whitmore literally stole the show with the defensive animations he got. I mean, I don't want to compare him to Kawhi Leonard, but that's what it kind of felt like. With the defensive animations he was getting, it was just absolutely ridiculous. So, I mean, Cam Whitmore has my respect until the end of time, just for the sole fact of my first wager. I didn't really know what I was doing. Cam Whitmore literally kind of carried me, right? Helped me out, helped me through that, in which I know I still lost, but he really helped me at least stay in the game. Coming in at my number 5, another Season 1 reward, we do have Ruby Alonzo Mourning. Now, 68 3-ball, good block, good interior, good speed. I put a shoe on him because I thought he'd play for quite some time, and then, you know, I got Shaq, and then you guys know the story. But Alonzo Mourning is still a center that can compete with those top guys. Is he one of those top guys? I mean, he's probably top 5 or so at the center position. Maybe not even. Maybe top like 7 or 8. But he can at least compete against those other guys. The problem with Alonzo Mourning is people are going to be like, oh, but Ty, he has a decent 3-ball. He can stretch the court. Well, yes, but his release is so bad that it's really kind of a tough situation. With that bad of release, it's hard for me to even make the case for Alonzo Mourning in my team. At my number 4, a card I definitely do not have, okay? And is he in the rewards? I need to find the domination rewards. Here we go. Pau Gasol, 7 feet tall, 76 3-ball, really solid interior. My whole thing with Pau is, yes, he's 7 feet tall. That's really the good thing with him. Now, would Pau Gasol play on my squad right now? No, and that's the problem with him. I know the Hall of Fame post-spin technician is a pretty good badge this year, especially when comparing it to past years, but the card's not good enough to play. I know his interior is good. I know he's got, you know, a lot going for him, and I don't necessarily even hate the card. To me, it's just okay. Yes, his 3-ball is good, but his lateral quickness is a 47. I'm supposed to hype up a 47 lateral quickness. I just don't think I can do that. Pau's not horrible. If you've got him, I mean, I probably would run him. I'm just saying it just gets really tough. Now, my top 3 are a level above the rest. So think of my traditional tier list, okay? These cards that I have so far are probably D, C, maybe B. These next 3 cards are all S tier. And I don't know how to rank them, okay? I absolutely have no idea how to rank them. Because I'm going to say it like this. All 3 of these cards are top 10 cards in the game. And you can make the case top 5 cards in the game. 2 of these cards are the best at their specific position. And the other one's the best at their specific position unless you spend $170. So let's start it off with my number 3. Now, my number 3 is my favorite shooting guard in my team, okay? And I want to give 2K credit. They juiced this card beyond belief. I love Brandon Roy. Good 3-ball, good driving, good ball, and defensively, that's where he's the most underrated. You can't tell me Brandon Roy is bad defensively, because he's not. He's absolutely elite defensively. He gets you stops, does what I need him to do. I'm telling you guys right now, Brandon Roy is not a card to sleep on in my team. If you've got him, you've got the best shooting guard in the game as it stands right now. Don't go back and watch my top 10 shooting guards because I think I might have been top 3, but he's my favorite shooting guard in the game as it stands right now. Brandon Roy coming in at number 3. At number 2, Chris Bosh. I know his release is bad, but look, I'm going to say it like this. Even if Chris Bosh had a 25 3-ball, he would still be a top 2 center in the game. That's how good they juiced, and that's how well they juiced his card. I mean, yes, it's going to take me a while to get the hang of the release of Chris Bosh. It is, okay? And that's fine. I've got time to figure that out. It is a slower release. But he gives you that stretchability. Meanwhile, defensively being absolutely elite. Now, how do you get Chris Bosh? Yes, okay, it's not easy. You got to come in here and win 15 triple threat online games in a row in the gauntlet. Really not easy to do. But I'd rather do this than grind for Brandon Roy. And they're basically equal cards, both absolutely elite. Coming in at my number 3 and 2. Coming in as my number 1 card for free is the level 40 Kyrie Irving. Now, you don't have to love Kyrie Irving as much as me, but I like him more than Steph Curry. I'm gonna tell you guys how it is for me. I like Kyrie more than Steph Curry. Now, maybe part of it is the fact that I like Kyrie's player model. Maybe part of it's that I'm more comfortable with him. I don't necessarily know, but what I do know is I like Kyrie more than Steph Curry. I'm sorry that that's the way it is, but that is the way it is for me in my team right now. As it stands, Kyrie Irving is my top free card in my team. The gap between number 3 and number 4 is massive. It is absolutely massive. And I'm telling you, my top 3 are in a league of their own. Look, they make my best squad in the game right now. My top 3 free cards. So for as much slander as 2K gets for being pay to win, which it is, look, if you get these 3 free cards, okay? Now, I know that's a big if. Takes a lot of time to do, but if you do, and you pair them with Scottie Pippen, Anthony Davis, you can do something. This 5-man right here is one of the best squads you can assemble. That's going to wrap it up for our video today, guys. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.